I want to start first off with the course that you teach at Wharton, at UPenn. It's a financial literacy course called Inequity and Empowerment, Urban Financial Literacy. Talk to us a little bit about this course. Who is it designed for, and who's the typical student?
Yeah, so it's an undergraduate course. We have freshmen through seniors taking it. We actually have some people taking it, auditing it with no credit at all. But really, I designed the course to be able to eventually spread this information to everyone. So we actually have some high school students from Philly come in and learn from my students. That's their final exam. But ultimately, again, I want to use it as a platform to figure out what information and what's the best way to get this info to everyone.
But how did you get there? I mean, how did you start doing this? I mean, your day job is as a linebacker, and you're teaching something that I guess a lot of people don't get exposed to, or at least certain segments of the population don't necessarily get exposed to when they're younger.
Right. I think that's the exact reason why I decided to teach it. I think coming into the NFL, I had a lot of big money decisions to make and no background, no understanding of how to actually attack it. And so, you know, it was very important for me to start teaching this, but also, you know, going on to year 2, that's why I've partnered with Capital One and doing this mind over money study to find the ways that stress is impacting all of us, right? You know, stress is impacting our financial decisions. However, finding tips and stuff that we can all use to help make better financial decisions with our long-term goals.
You know, we used to learn about some of this stuff in a class called home economics.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they don't seem to do that anymore.
You're revealing your age.
I know, I am. I really am. You said this is the second year of teaching this course. What surprised you the most in teaching the course last year? Yeah,
I think that the biggest takeaway I had last year was just trying to help everyone understand their whys and their long-term perspective, right? I think we're all out here chasing are different things, and a lot of us are chasing money and these financial goals, but why, right? Why do you want this car versus this car? Why? What are you actually trying to get to? And ultimately, by understanding that and truly understanding that, that is what will help you make the best decisions in the short term that will help impact your long-term future, right? And again, like I said, with this mind over money study, we've been doing things and finding a lot of statistics around stress. 77% of people believe that or feel anxious about their financial situation, right? That leads to the mental health issues and all of that type of stuff. So how do we better affect that?
And it's remarkable looking at some of these numbers, given that the stock market is at record highs, and we're told this is the best job market in ever.
Yeah, and that's interesting too. You know, one thing, Brandon, you know, we've been talking a lot over the last couple of days about just the number of professional athletes who have gravitated towards investing their own money in a more professional way, not just, you know, handing it off to a financial advisor. And I'm wondering if you're starting to see this trend, because we come from a generation, Scarlet and I, where you didn't really see athletes do that as much. Now they seem to be taking much more control of their financial situation. Are you seeing a lot of your peers do similar things?
Yes, 100%. I think that obviously there's been a lot of news in the past few years about players going broke after leaving the league within a couple years of retirement and stuff like that. So one, no one wants to be that guy, right? But then two, I'm doing a lot more of speaking to other players. I had to speak at the Senior Bowl last week, and all these young guys who are about to receive some large checks for the first time in their lives. And like I tell them, you've worked very hard to make this money. Now you have to work twice as hard to save it and 3 times as hard to grow it.
So with those young guys, those guys coming out of college, they're more aware now of that. When you get this, when these checks start coming in, they have a little bit more of a responsibility to safeguard it. They understand that now.
So you're aware of it, but now how do you actually apply it, right? We going through your life, you don't have these practical applications or this practice at budgeting, right? They just give you $1 million and say, hey, good luck. That's why there's a curse of the lottery. It's not just, you know, athletes. It's just we don't do this stuff in school. So again, we're trying to create a system and a platform that we can do this and get this at all age levels.
Yeah, and learning it while you're going through it is also can be full of tough lessons as well. Brandon, before we let you go, I got to get your prediction for the Super Bowl this Sunday. What are you thinking?
I would love to see the Kansas City Chiefs do it. I love what their offense has done. I just think that the 49ers have built a very well-balanced team and a great defense. Ultimately, I just want to see a great game. So I think the 49ers will do it. Would love to see the Chiefs win, but I just want to see a good game.